You know what?
Mara, just hold on a minute. We're going to get started. Okay.
Yeah,
Good morning, everyone.
Sure.
All right.
Morning.
So good morning, everyone. Welcome to our meeting this morning. Today, we're going to have Sheryl Miller from Legalshield giving us a presentation. And before we do that, as usual, we'll do a go round around the room. And I urge each of you, if you haven't done so, to put your contact information in the chat window. There will be a recording available of this meeting afterwards, which I'll send to the group. And I'll also send a copy of the presentation that Cheryl's going to provide. So Wendy, would you start off by doing a brief introduction?
Brief, I can do brief. I'm Wendy Papgenaro, the Director of Development for Queen Centers for Progress. For those who don't know, we offer services to people with developmental disabilities in Queens, everything from children's services all the way up through senior services, as well as employment opportunities, pre-vocational training, and other wonderful things to help people achieve independence.
Thank you. That was brief. I'm Alex, and I work with Wendy and Sean, who is also on the call at QCP's Development Department. And I moderate the group, which has been going on now since March of 2020. And we're very grateful that you've all attended. Paul Williams, you're a newcomer. Would you mind giving us a brief introduction? We can't hear you, Paul. Can't hear you. Okay, well, we'll get back to you. Don't worry about it. Shobi, would you mind giving a brief introduction?
I'm Shobi, and I am the owner of La Selfie Photo Booth. I've started it as a side hustle, or kind of like a side hobby back in 2015, and it's flourished into an extremely successful side business. And I've won Best of Long Island twice in the last 5 years, so I'm excited. Yay, thank you. So I'm excited about that. And it's time to pick up again, so I'm really happy.
Thank you. Please put your contact information in the chat window. Steve Karp, welcome.
Hello, everybody. Stephen Karp, Variable Promotions. We do two things. We sell promotional products, anything that bears your name or logo for image recognition and consistency. And we are commercial printers, printing anything you could think of, ink on paper, whether it's business cards and stationery, posters, banners, catalogs, sell sheets, invitations, etc. Thank you very much.
And now evidently you're getting into gardening as well, right?
A little gardening on the side.
A little gardening on the side.
That's my side hustle.
Jerry Schwartz.
Good morning, all. Jerry Schwartz, Jerry the Geek, for all your computer needs. I do computer repair and support for small businesses and homeowners throughout Long Island. You do it either in person or virtually. So if your computer running slow, you think you may have a computer virus, looking to upgrade or looking for a new computer, give me a call. Thank you.
Ben Horowitz.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Benjamin Horowitz. I'm the CEO of BSB Consultants. I specialize in group health insurance for organizations that can have as little as 2 employees up to a couple of thousand.
Thank you very much. Hi, welcome back.
Hi, I'm business and life coach. I educate people on principles that life offers that make the difference in the outcome.
Thank you very much. Sean.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sean Caruana. I'm the Development Associate at Queen Centers for Progress, and I help raise funds for the organization. And thank you.
Somebody's got some background noise there. Mara. Hi, Mara.
Hey, good morning, guys. I think I missed the part about gardening. Someone needs to explain it to me because I'm interested. Anyway, Mara Ohanyan, Cruise Planners. It's a full-service travel agency, American Express travel representative. I do all kinds of travel, groups, individual, land, cruise. And if aren't you annoyed how we've been living our lives for last year and a half, almost? If you are, let me plan it for you. Let me plan something for you. You can travel later, but it makes sense to do it now.
Thank you, Mark. Martin.
Hello, everybody. Martin Ridges, commercial insurance broker, MKR Specialty Insurance, and also a farmer's agent. And I can work with pretty much any businesses on the insurance needs they may have, whether that's travel insurance you want from a business perspective or personal, to insuring your deer, if you have a deer roaming around your garden and stuff. All of those wonderful things you need, including your standard coverages and things that you might want. I also have worked with promotional companies as well before with respects to you creating competitions and things to drive customers to you as well. And you can use insurance on that as well. Anyway, Martin Ridges, NCAL Specialty, safeguarding your future.
Thank you. You win the prize for the most creative backdrops too this semester. Jackie Arunian.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'm going to add my information on LinkedIn to the chat. I hope all of you will connect with me. I'm a family law attorney in Great Neck. I'm a partner in one of the larger firms doing matrimonial, family law, and estate planning law. Looking forward to the meeting. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you. Rachel.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rachel Kellner, and I'm the co-owner of Eigner Chocolates. We're one of the oldest chocolate shops here in New York City, and we make and retail handcrafted chocolates. We help our clients build impressions, make impressions, and build relationships with their clients by offering year-round corporate gifting. And all of our chocolate is made in-house using the same recipes that have been passed down through the generations.
Thank you. Joe Senni, welcome back.
Good morning, everyone. My name is José Tineo. I am the president at Jose Michel Events. What we do is that we plan events from scratch. We help our couples, because I also do weddings, but we help with the whole process of planning from the moment finding the venue and everybody that needs to be hired for the day of. I also help my clients bring their vision to life. So I create an experience. And I also help those that plans the whole event, but they only need help on the day of so they can enjoy while I take care of the rest.
Thank you very much. Paul, do you want to give it another try? Let's see if we can hear you.
Yes.
Here we go.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm Paul Williams, owner of Absolutely Trophies in Bayside, Queens. And we do recognition awards, PPE products, promotional products for amateur and professional sports and nonprofits. Been in business for 10 years and look forward to seeing what this group is about.
Thank you. Welcome. Mr. Leo, G. Leo.
Yes, hi. My first name is Gary. I'm a Queens resident for pretty much all my life, born in Manhattan. I'm a merger and acquisitions executive. I work with Sun Mergers and Acquisitions, and what we do is we work with privately held corporations, planning an exit strategy. So you might typically understand what I do more in the lines of being sort of like a business broker, but it's a different level of business broker. Business brokers basically handle Main Street businesses, and we're working with another upper level of businesses.
Thank you, Gary. Welcome. John Rafferty.
Good morning, everyone. John Rafferty from WatchGuard 24/7. I apologize about the video here. I run a full-service security guard company, so we provide security guards, concierge, and fire safety directors to the residential commercial markets throughout New York and New Jersey.
Thank you. Okay, and last we have Neil. Hi, Neil. Is this Neil Levin?
Good morning, everybody. Neil Levin, Webline Media Group. We are a 26-year-old web design and online marketing firm.
Thank you. Thank you, Neil. Okay, so today we're going to hear from Sheryl Miller, who's imaged. Here she is. I'm going to spotlight you, Sheryl, and I know that you need to share your screen to give a presentation. So why don't you just first start by, introducing yourself, tell us who you are and what you're going to be talking about, and then take it away.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me, Alex. I'm really excited about presenting to this group. I've attended a few meetings and I really like it, so it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be invited. Well, I'm born and raised in South Jamaica. I've attended public schools in Queens. I went to a historically Black college, Bennett College for Women in Greensboro, North Carolina, majored in sociology, psychology. thought that I wanted to be a social worker because, of course, I wanted to save the world, but I figured out that it would be pretty difficult to impossible one at a time. So I looked at urban planning, went to Pratt Institute and the School of Architecture on the graduate level, and city and regional planning. And there I found out that through advocacy planning that I could possibly help a lot of folks through housing development, neighborhood revitalization, weatherization programs. Worked at the city's housing agency, HPD, was also tapped from there to be an executive director at the Jamaica Apartment Improvement Program, their first, the first executive director. I did that, and been pretty active in the business community. I was a board member of the Queens Chamber of Commerce, and as well as Cultural Collaborative Jamaica and the Queens Council on the Arts, and very, very passionate about art. I'm a self-taught photographer. So alongside of the 17 years I've had in city and regional planning and nonprofit and community development, neighborhood revitalization, I was cultivating a career in art and photography. That kind of brought me to Legalshield after probably, like I said, 17 or so years and being a photographer and wanting the photography to take precedence after a while. Legalshield afforded me some time and income to do that. But as time went on, I've been with them now 22 years. As time went on, I really found a way to help a lot of folks by helping them get access, affordable access to legal services and identity theft services. So, you know, that's kind of the long and short of it. I'm going to share my screen and stop my video. And I would like, if I could, for you guys to hold your questions until after I'm finished, so that, hold on one second, so that I can get through this really briefly and quickly. It's a lot of information. So what I'd like for you guys to do is just hold on, and I'd be happy to answer questions towards the end if possible. So this is our small business overview. Get right into it. Legalshield, I'm going to minimize the distraction. Legalshield was established nearly 50 years ago, 1972, with the primary mission of providing equal access, equal and affordable access to the legal justice system. And to date, we're protecting approximately not 4.4 million lives, but now 4.6 million lives in the United States and Canada. And that includes over 140,000 businesses. So with a dedicated network of quality law firms in all 50 states and all Canadian provinces and territories. Now, one of the questions that's always asked is, well, how can you afford to do this? You know, well, basically it's a shared economy process where the members pay a small monthly fee and the attorneys are prepaid a percentage of the memberships in their state. And basically it becomes not about how can we bill you, but more like, now how can we help you? Bear with me a minute. I'm having a little technical difficulty. Here we go. All right, so over these last 50 years, Legalshield has done a lot of white paper studies, one of which has been the legal needs of small businesses. And they found that a large percentage, 60% of small businesses who had experienced legal events probably didn't hire an attorney, citing high costs as a reason. And those business owners that had issues that they really needed to deal with, the legal issues that they really needed to deal with, ended up spending $7,600 to $10,000 to solve their problem. So it's not very small business friendly in that way. And so the study also outlined some traditional top 10 legal issues faced by small businesses. And that could be accounts receivable, debt collection, contract review, document review, contract supplier, vendor disputes, internet security breaches, product liability issues, HR and employee related matters, independent contracting matters, tax questions, and audit and threats of consumer lawsuits. At this point, given the climate that we're in, it's time for a legal reset. It's time to revisit new questions, new answers, and absolutely lots of new rules. So our attorneys and law firms have put together some resources, protect your business's legal rights in times of uncertainty, and also what business owners should know about the economic rescue plan and employment law. And basically, these are available. If you want them, I can get them to you. So additionally, commonly asked questions around COVID-19's impact on businesses, and just to name a few, is what are your obligations as a business owner to protect your employees? Or if an employee is showing symptoms, can you force them to stay home? Or what are your obligations to an employee under government imposed quarantine? These questions have come up, but also the unexpected legal issues have come up regarding landlord tenants, healthcare issues, financial concerns, shelter in place mandates, children, childcare, domestic violence has increased tremendously. And then of course, identity theft, COVID-19 scams, stimulus and check scams. Stimulus check scams, excuse me. So there are hundreds of reasons to get legal resources, but we've come up with 101 reasons for businesses to look at getting protection through Legalshield. I am signing or renewing my business commercial lease agreement. I have questions pertaining to 1099 versus W-2 employees. I need a patent, copyright, trademark with intellectual property. My landlord raised my rent or enters my property contrary to our verbal agreement, and the like. So we know that the legal justice system is complicated, it's expensive, it's hard to navigate. But one of the things that we've been able to do at Legalshield is to make it simpler, easier, and more affordable. We've even got a mobile app so that you can have access, just reach your law firm from the palm of your hand. So also, our services are tailored to meet small business needs. We know that small business have big business problems, but very limited resources. And now we can customize the plan to fit their business needs, paying for what they need. So how does it work? Well, we have 3 different plans. We have the Essentials, Plus, and Pro business plans, ranging from $49 a month to $169 a month. And basically, it's customized for the needs of the particular business. But let's look at the Pro. The Pro is $169 a month, affords a business advice, consultation, and research, letters and phone calls made on the business owner's behalf, designated consultations, but also it allows 2 to 5, well, 5 users in this case, but all of them allow if you have an employee or a staff member or HR person to be on the plan so that they can conduct business if necessary by reaching out to the law firm. There's also document review, collection letters, and they range anywhere from document letters range anywhere from 10 to 40 a month, collection letters 5 to 15 a month. And if you look at the $169 a month, $169 might be 30 minutes or so if you went the traditional route to contact an attorney, and probably even more. But $169 with this Legalshield plan gives you 30 days of all of these benefits that I'm outlining here. So there's trademark and copyright service, and then there's the employee handbook drafting, which really and truly comes into play given pandemic situation. All the rules have changed and new rules now. So there's a $500 to $750 flat fee for that. And then there's custom contract drafting along with IRS auditing service and preferred membership discounts at 25%. So we also have a family and business supplement. I'm a business owner. I'm an independent contractor. I don't have any employees, but I do have a need for advice, consultation, and research. So this supplement is something that entrepreneurs, home-based business owners can use. I have a need for letters and phone calls made on my behalf, designated consultations, document review, collection letters, IRS auditing service, and interstate services as well, and some out-of-state services. So that protects my business, but I also am able to protect my personal affairs through advice, consultation, and representation, document preparation, IRS. We also have estate planning, where living will, healthcare directives, as well as financial power of attorneys are added and included in the benefit. We also couple our Legalshield and our ID Shield benefits. One of the only companies to be able to provide the legal services and the identity theft services. Because, you know, if you've been breached, or if you have an identity theft problem, more than likely you may have a legal problem as well. And so ID Shield, and there's an app for that as well, ID Shield monitors your digital DNA, all of your personal information. So if it's your social security number, if it's your medical information, if it's your driver's license, your passport number, social media, we have credit monitoring. But what we also have is a licensed private investigator available for you and your family members in the event that you are breached. We have a $1 million protection service guarantee, as well as 24/7 access and the ability to comprehensively restore your identity back to pre-theft status. Now, business owners need consultation, business forms, website builds, and e-commerce integration, and sometimes CRMs, and that comes under our Business Plus supplement. So, you know, it gives the business owner access to consultant and business tools as well. So wrapping this up, small business based on the business needs can run $49.99 or $169. Family and business supplements, $37.90 a month, and that's the Legalshield plan and the business supplement for those who work from home. And then there's the Business Plus add-on at $14.95. Child defense supplement, $14.95, and then there's the ID Shield and Legalshield for the family, $54.90 a month, and a space that I've been working in, employee benefits, for much of the time that I've spent at Legalshield, that comes at reduced rates for companies that want to add this to their portfolio of benefits. And then you see on the right here something called Member Perks. That's a built-in discount program that gives members of Legalshield access to over 400 retail outlets. And that is my presentation. Please ask me questions. I do have some resources available that I can send out. And it's called a Restart Legal Resource Center. It's a post-pandemic legal resource center that's free of charge for individuals, families, and businesses. I can put that link in the chat. And I can also text you our free mobile app. So I'm going to share now and get back to you guys.
Thank you, Sheryl. Thank you.
I know it was a lot of information and I wanted to be brief. You know, there's a lot more we offer, but that's the crux of it.
Great. Any questions out there?
Yes, I have one. Good presentation,
Oh, there
Cheryl.
you go, Paul.
Yep.
Okay.
Great presentation, Cheryl.
Thank you.
Your monthly fees, is there a like, do you have to do semi-annually, annually, or how is it, or is it just monthly, and do you have to commit to more than 1 month?
That's a good question. No, it's a month-to-month agreement. It's not a contract, and you can arrange with customer service to pay it any way that that best fits you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Further questions? Okay, Cheryl, I did have a question. What if you need to litigate? I mean, I think you might have touched on that with the trial defense option.
Well,
what if you want to sue someone?
Okay, that's a very good question. That comes at a 25% discount if in fact you need to have an attorney represent you in court. Now, the crux of this is to be able to save you money. So most of the membership items, the things that I've gone over, are things that don't require an attorney to go to court for you, or for you to have to sit in front of an attorney. But it's certainly available. 25% discount in New York. You're able to hire an attorney, but then it's also contingency fees. That comes more under the personal membership. If someone sues you, the attorneys will go to bat for you.
Got it.
But anything that's not covered in the membership comes at the preferred membership discount. So anything over or extra, but most of what you will need is already prepaid in the membership.
Right, got it. Further questions?
This is Gary Leo, just asking, in addition to the services that are provided according to whatever plan you might select, do you have a fixed cost for creating corporations, whether it's a C Corp, S Corp, or LLC? Is there a fixed cost for doing that for members?
Well, that would come under what I said was much more. We have a program called Launch by Legalshield, and that is $145 that will help you set up your LLC, your S Corp, or whatever the legal entity you need for your business. It gives you an attorney for 90 days, and basically you're just paying the filing fees. So there is a program that will allow you to just go ahead and get set up with our law firms.
Okay, and that's for members only, or is that for anyone I might refer to Legalshield?
Well, yeah, that's for a limited time. You're a member for like 90 days. But if you're already a member, then you would just have to pay an additional fee to get that going, because you already have the law firm, at your disposal. Another thing that I fail to leave out is when you call in or you tap the app, the law firms or the attorney is required to get back to you within 4 business hours. So you're not waiting around for days or hoping that you'll get a call sometime soon in the near future. So Legalshield heavily vets the provider law firms and attorneys that are part of our network. So you can't just take your membership to any attorney or any law firm and say, you know what, I got Legalshield, can you help me? So they really and truly have a very stringent process. So we're talking about AV rated attorneys, by and large, and by Martindale and Hubble.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Further questions?
Hi, Cheryl. My name is Jackie. I'm actually a family law attorney.
Hey,
I saw you mentioned topics of domestic violence and children, but I'm wondering, is it realistic to expect that Legalshield will offer discounted services for example, for an uncontested divorce or family court, or even, an arrest or something like that?
Yeah, actually, it is offered in the personal plan, a family plan, uncontested divorce. The only stipulation is that you just need to wait 90 days after you join to get that done. Because it could be adoption, it could be uncontested divorce, So yes, that is handled. We also handle moving traffic violations. So any and all areas of law, we're working on helping to protect folks.
I'm curious, out there in this audience, among the business owners, how many of you actually either have an attorney on retainer or, consult regularly with an attorney? Anybody have any things to say? Neil, okay. Oh, okay. So a couple people. And most do not, evidently. Okay.
Well,
Oh,
Alex, to be honest, we're not saying quit your attorney.
No. I'm just curious.
Most people do. Most people have something. If you're a business owner, you have to have consulted with an attorney. But what we're doing is we're complementing what you already have. So we have plenty of attorneys who offer Legalshield to their clients outside of whatever their expertise is. So we're not in competition. We're working to complement what you already have or what you already offer.
And are your attorneys employees of Legalshield, or are they independent contractors, or how do they relate to?
Well, no, they're all law firms, so they're all in practice for themselves. So they belong to a network, just like doctors belong to a network of health insurance. So, but when you call the law firm, you're getting an attorney who's an expert in the area of law that you need assistance in. So that's why law firms are part, so that you literally are getting access to a law firm, not one or two guys that know a little bit about, several areas of law.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the service is nationwide.
Mm-hmm.
So wherever you are, you're able to get that coverage because of the nationwide network.
Great.
Sheryl, I'm sorry if I missed this. You might have said this already, but I see that on the website, it's a membership plan. But what if it's just, as needed basis? Or like a transaction, like once in a while, if you need something, you want to just get help.
Well, you have to get you have to be a member. It's not a contractual agreement. It's a month-to-month agreement. So you do have to be a member to gain access to the services. And if you could compare to something, again, it would be health insurance. You could go out and pay at market rate for a doctor, but most people have health insurance to offset those costs, and they continue to keep it so that when an issue arises, they can visit their doctor. So this is similar to that.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sheryl, how do you vet your lawyers? I mean, you always told us that they're experts. So the expert lawyers, they are willing to participate in Legalshield.
Well, the attorneys have to have a number of years experience in a particular area that they are claiming to be expert in. And also the biggest thing, and I was just on a call recently, the biggest thing is the members' happiness. And that's generated by the way attorneys treat them. And so there's a high emphasis on customer service. And so that the phone has to be answered at the law firm within 5 rings. So if in fact, let's take Feldman Kramer Monaco and Hauppauge is our provider network attorney for the state of New York. And let's say New York has maybe 80,000 members and they're getting a percentage every month, and that's a big number. So then the members Legalshield members become their biggest client. So Legalshield gives these law firms report cards. There's a complaint system. They're very heavily, and again, they have to have high ratings with Martindale and Hubbell, usually AV or BV, which is, similar to a report card. And done by going to their peers and being judged by their peers, you know, in terms of, you know, if you're a defense attorney, well, you know, going before the other people in the court, the prosecutors and the judges, then they'll go and they'll say, well, how's this guy? You know, what would you, you know, how would you say his performance is? So it's a very stringent guideline to be judged by. And, you know, we've been doing this for now almost 50 years. And the infrastructure that they've built, the amount of money that Legalshield has spent perfecting this is just phenomenal. So it's not something that can be easily duplicated. And again, we have pioneered this industry of what is typically called prepaid legal services.
Cheryl, it's Jackie again. Does Feldman Kramer, that law firm, do they do family law or estate planning with Legalshield?
Yes.
Are there okay. So I'm going to be in touch with you. Our firm is AV rated. We're one of the larger family law firms, and I'm not sure if it's something that would be feasible for us, but I'm going to be in touch because I think I have an interest as a provider.
Well, contact them, Feldman, Kramer, and Monaco. They're in Hop Hog. Their law firm has grown because of Legalshield. They've got 50 some odd attorneys, but yes, I can tell you firsthand that I got my will done with them. So they do estate planning, my living will, my healthcare proxy, and all of that was done with them. And the best route to go would be to contact them. And a lot of times we have open houses. I don't know when they're scheduled, but they're virtual now, where you can actually sit in on what the law firms do, how they hire and rate the attorneys. And if you want, I can, you know, keep you in touch with, if you wanted to visit an open house.
Yeah, no, I'm going to find out more. Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions for Cheryl? Great. Thank you, Cheryl. That was really helpful. And
wow, thank you.
That was great. Thank you, Cheryl.
Kind of an interest there.
I'm going to put my info in the chat now. And certainly, if you have any questions that you think of later, or you want to do a one-on-one where I can, you know, explain a little more, please feel free to reach out. I appreciate it.
Good. I think we're actually going to be hearing from Jackie one of these days soon. I know that Jackie and I have to nail down a date, but she's going to be giving a little talk as well. So I look forward to that. Okay, so we have a little bit of time left. You know, I want to do a, you know, just an open forum. So if there are topics that you folks want to discuss, please let me know. You know, we'll just make this time available for you. Mara, I have a question for you. What are some of the, you know, what do you see happening with travel these days? So like, are people booking cruises? What are they doing?
Well, again, my business is not doing well. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if the reason is that we are in New York and New York was the one that got hit, you know, very badly. Is the reason that I'm a very small agency? I'm not sure. You know, I'm trying my best to network, and you know, I just don't want to be too salesy and tell people that, oh, you know what, this got this discount, this company has this, that cruise line has that. I mean, a lot is happening, but I know that bookings are up overall, countrywide. Bookings are up. Of course, it's a mess because people are unhappy with contradictory messages from CDC. The Norwegian Cruise Line's new CEO, Frank Del Rio, was really ranting about that. You know, first of all, he always says that cruise lines were treated unfairly and that the messages are confusing. So we'll see how it goes down. I mean, but the world is opening. Despite everything, the world is opening. May, June, July, basically the entire Europe is going to be open. Other countries are opening. Iceland has been open for a while for vaccinated patients. Speaking of patients, travelers. Speaking of vaccinations, I mean, I got my first shot of Pfizer this Saturday. I just figured, you know what, I probably won't be able to travel if I don't do this. So I got my first shot. I survived, you know, a little sore arm, and I survived. And I would recommend to do that. I mean, these are really great technologies to do vaccines. Yeah. With the fuel costs, I mean, airfare was going crazy even before this, but now it's just, it's a mess. Hopefully they will get out of it, the cyber attack. Um, you know,
Thank you.
couple of months. But, as I always say, let's just book now because it's not gonna get any cheaper. This is the best time to start booking. Book for 2022. Book for 2023. So, you know,
Okay.
that's what, it's a mess. I'm not gonna lie. But people that want to travel, they do. They do travel.
Okay.
Hopefully the mandate will be thrown out a little sooner. I'm hoping for that, to be honest with you. The mask mandate on airplanes, any kind of transportation, they mandated until September, I believe, but maybe they will throw it out sooner because you know the pandemic is.
You know, just as one statistic, I read that, I mean, while the tourism to New York was dramatically less last year than it has been, there were still 23 million tourists coming to New York last year. So it's not like it stopped completely. Joseni, what's going on with the events business? Are you, I know that as I think it's May 19th, restaurants and venues are supposed to open up fully.
Yeah, May 19th, yeah, it's the opening.
And how does that impact your work?
Definitely in a positive way. The bride and groom, for example, they were very concerned still this year because they couldn't go full capacity for the guest count. So I still have some venue that have their restrictions. For example, my next wedding this week, actually, we still have, it's gonna be hybrid. They couldn't do full capacity. So the ones attending needs to provide with a vaccine card or a negative test. So we're still there, but we see that is in a positive way is opening up, you know, little by little.
Okay. Shobi, you live and breathe events. How has your work been affected over the past year, and what do you see happening this year?
So it was definitely affected like everybody else in the party industry. You know, parties were slower and or not happening at all. And then they started moving to more outside spaces. But they're starting to pick up. Like this weekend, I have 3 events on Saturday alone. So it's good. And some of them are inside. But one of the things that I had done during the last few months is I started doing virtual photo booths. So I did some for QCP. I did 2 for them. And I did a big one yesterday for the Skin Cancer Foundation. They had a big gala, so I did that for them. So it's a good way if, you know, if people are, because there's still a lot of people that are doing Zoom events, Zoom weddings, Zoom mitzvahs, Zoom corporate events. So it's a good option, not just for now, but I think for the future also, because with the pandemic, we've all learned how to, you know, do Zoom more or these online meetings. So I don't think the virtual is going to go away, but I'm looking forward to the in-person picking up because that's just so much more fun. But it's starting to pick up. Hopefully it'll keep picking up and we don't have another second wave or anything the way like India and Brazil are having.
Yeah.
So, fingers crossed.
Paul Williams, your work seems to also be related to events and activities like that. How has your work been affected over the past year? Again, what do you see happening this year?
Well, this year I'm pretty optimistic. You know, the past year with schools closed because, you know, schools are a big part of our business, and sports events that were put on hold pretty much affected us. I mean, we lost about 90% of the business in the beginning.
Wow.
And now we're up to about 50% because now schools and colleges, you know, and basically we had to pivot by, you know, doing awards for the other parts of the countries that were open. We got a lot of sales from the West Coast and the Midwest during the pandemic time. So we were able to still do that. And, you know, I was working another job while my crew was working in the store. So we still got everything done and still had money, you know, cash flow. now the schools are opening up, well, they've been open, but now they're thinking about graduations. 'Cause I think they got quite a bit of money from the stimulus funds to be put into education. So a lot of schools are ordering, awards for this year and next year. So we're pretty much swamped right now, which is kind of good because, this is supposed to be our busy season. And, it just didn't happen that way until this month.
Yeah.
Well, actually, last month it started getting really busy, and we're looking forward to the next 4 months being pretty busy. So,
And how did you manage to get the business on the West Coast, for example, or in other areas? How did you manage to do that? Since I assume you're based in New York and that's where
still
you're
based in New
primary.
York. But what happened was that I guess a lot of I've been doing a little bit of marketing, with our products, with our website and social media. A lot of people found us through my LinkedIn profile, as
Okay.
well as some Facebook, and they vetted us to make sure we were in business. And I had all the calls forwarded to my cell phone, even though we were basically closed throughout the day. And everyone called. I get calls throughout the night, texts, emails, etc., looking to see if we're in business. And also the fact that I'm a certified MBE, with the city and state. I'm on a number of lists that made it pretty easy to at least people to find me and know that we were a real business.
Very good. Jackie, I'd like to ask you a question about how has the pandemic affected your work, if it's okay to ask.
Yeah, of course. So our office has been very busy since the pandemic started. We were deemed emergency providers, so we were allowed to stay open.
Really?
And my answer to that would be that there's a lot of people moving around. They have questions. A lot of people are relocating. There's a lot of financial reversals that people are experiencing, either good or bad. And there's a lot of domestic violence. So our office is busy. The housing market is really good on Long Island and in the city. So people are making decisions to move or separate so this is a very big time for families and individuals. And at the same time, I've heard of a lot of people that are doing better than before because they're working from home. A lot of people are less stressed working from home. And that's a really good thing for children and families. So it's a very mixed bag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that those stories about domestic violence and how the stress, being confined and so forth, has affected families.
Yeah. A lot of drinking, substance abuse, a lot of that behind closed doors, which doesn't help.
Yeah.
But I do think the mood has lifted and people feel much more positive in general. And hopefully that lasts. That would be good.
And Gary, we haven't heard from you. So how has your work been affected? Gary Leo. Gary, are you there?
Yes, I had to remove the mute.
Okay.
Mergers and acquisitions has a lot of activity. It's a strong marketplace. There might have been some business owners that were considering exiting or planning an exit, and the pandemic sort of lit that fuse a little sooner. So we see a lot of activity, and I'm quite busy.
Okay. Very good. Any other questions that people have or topics you want to discuss before we wrap up? Wendy, is there any?
Roy's been handling the restaurant
Yes.
I can't even say it, and I can only imagine with the deadline. When is the deadline for that?
They've already opened, so now it's just a matter of until the money runs out.
Right.
So, but it's going to take a while. I mean, we got some applications in by noon on the first day it was open, and they haven't heard anything so it's been just over a week. So I don't know. We'll see how long it takes for the processing. But yes, if anyone knows any restaurants, we are actively trying to help them get any lost revenues that they had between 2019 and today. It includes people who haven't even opened yet.
That is good to know. That's why it says superhero over your head, Roy. You've helped so many businesses with PPP and everything else, so it's a good thing. So I just have to say I'm so happy to see Shobi, and Paul also is one of our vendors. He does great awards for us. So it's great to meet Paul finally after emailing and talking to him. So, and it's always good to see everybody on here. We appreciate that you're here. And Neil, we missed you last week.
Thank you.
And speaking about one-on-ones, I may have forgotten to mention it. I had a wonderful conversation with Sheryl Miller. She's such a great lady. You should schedule a one-on-one with her. And the great presentation, Sheryl.
Yep, thank you.
Okay. Well, again, thank you all
Thank
for
you,
coming.
Mara.
I'm going to turn off the recording, but if we have about 5 more minutes. If you folks want to hang out and chat, by all means. But thank you again, and we'll see you all next week. Thank you.
Thanks again, Alex.